I commend the construct of the gold board. Obviously, we've been producing gold and moving gold out of this country without much control and accountability. So you realize a huge delta between the gold values that are reported in other countries coming from Ghana versus what we ourselves say we sent. So where did the rest pass? It means it was smuggled. So we've not really benefited from the gold production that we've had in its entirety. I remember during my days looking at solutions to cure effects and its consequential impact on the petroleum prices. We had to start looking into these things. And we flagged it, that was during WAMPA's time, together with other treasurers of the bank, about these leakages. So centralizing the procurement and accounting of our gold, I think, is a masterstroke, which should be commended. There's no problem with that. Now on the 8 billion, let's just be careful. I maybe need a bit more guidance. I have to spend time looking at the Gold Board Act. But what I know practically happens is that Gold Board is effectively a buying agent for the core principal today, which is now become Bank of Ghana. So the 8 billion is not revenue necessarily accruing to Gold Board, but I think maybe they have to look at how that is handled and make sure it really reflects the Gold Board Act itself. So either way, there's some 8 billion that is coming to this country, whether it's sitting on Gold Board's books or it comes to the Bank of Ghana's books. Either way, it's come to the market. And again, it's also not necessarily profit. We should also get that clear because people talk about it, people think that it's some free money that has come from the sky and then we should just go and spend that 8 billion. Let's use the Gold Board money to do this. I hear that come and I laugh. Please, the gold is bought and paid for. If there's any margin to be made, it will only be the difference between the buy and the sell. And as we know, it is very small.
Gross. 8 billion is gross.
It's a gross.
What's the net?
It's a gross revenue. We have to wait for Gold Board to publish his books. Then you see whether they are making profits or not. So Gold Board's real income can only be the spread or the services that it renders, like assaying and all that. So let's just be careful. There's no special big money sitting with somewhere that just
8 billion is generated in foreign exchange.
Yeah, so it becomes something that sits now on our forex side. We already were always getting gold, from artisanal mining and small-scale mining, and contributing to our FX. This is about the biggest we have ever seen in this country's lifetime from that particular subsector. And the reason is simple. For the first time, government has centralized the acquisition and the trading of that set of gold and minimize the room for smuggling. So I commend Sami Jemfi and his team for the work they've done. Now, relative to the environment, there are two different conversations. You know my voice on Galamsey. Let's not mix the two. Yeah. The gold, whatever how you process it, belongs to this state. Until the time that you can get to a point where you can properly define it, and that's why the track and trace conversation is important. All right? You must start with the business of making sure at least we get all the forex receipts from the gold production. Otherwise, in Ludo terms, what we call 2-6 and loss is what will be hitting us. The people destroy our environment and then they smuggle our gold in addition. And we don't get benefit of it either way because the gold, most of the forex receipts will now sit in Dubai, UAE, in the DMCCs and all that. What happens to us? We lose twice. The Gold Board situation ensures that even if that should happen, we don't lose twice. At least we can get a part of it to help protect our economy. That is one step. When you centralize the trade, the question is, how do you track your trade? And how then do you use your ability, centralizing the trade, managing defining clearly the supply chain, into trying to make that supply chain responsible? That's the key question we should be asking. So I was very happy when I heard Sami Jemfi speak about the track and trace thing, which I hope they should go to. They claim they'll do sometime next year. I don't know if they'll go to do it in Q1 or Q2. I think he suggested Q1. I think that may be a bit ambitious, but if he's able to do it, then that'll be great. Now you're able to track and trace. The next thing is, who are you buying from? How can you use your influence as the sole buyer to start controlling the conduct of the people down the chain? That is the influence I want to see Gold Board deliver. So I was happy when they made donations to NIMOS, which our coalition is a part of, the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey. We have some kind of seat in there, and we are seeing some kind of progress. I'm not necessarily happy. I don't think that we are where we want to be, and we have to debate that in this meeting. But we need to separate the conversation. of the trade and optimizing Ghana's trade of gold from the conversation around ensuring responsible mining and holding people
what will you,
accountable.
The volumes, as in the metal itself, what will you attribute that to? People think that the Galamsey business appears to be booming, and that is increasing the collection.
Gold production is booming. The cost or the price of gold is also booming.
Yes.
So
production,
production, the metal itself is being produced. One thing you should realize is that whether there's a gold board or there's no gold board,
Galamsey will happen.
Galamsey would always happen till you deal with Galamsey itself. Gold board cannot be the reason why, because there's always a buyer for gold. All we have just done now is to make sure that the state itself is a buyer and can actually get the benefit of it. Other than that, take out gold board, it will be another person next.
Yes.
It could be Salom and Co.
Yeah, so
it could be some Indian man, some Chinese. It will be. It's not that it could be. It will be
yes.
an Indian man and some Chinese man somewhere, and then some Italian mafia that we now know who will be the ones paying for the gold, and the gold is gone. So the trade side is out. Let's not bring the gold board into that. Let's deal with the inability of government to effectively address the Galamsey matter.
Government's, fight, its government's resolve to deal with this problem. Is it satisfactory? How will you rate it?
I will not call it satisfactory. I think that there's too much room to be covered. We saw great intent right from start. We saw some laxity at some period, and we are hearing new rhetoric. But you see, the sweetness of the pudding, I always say, is in the eating. So where are we? You are fighting. Are you fighting or you are pretending to be fighting? They are two different things. If you are really fighting, then we should be winning. So if you are winning, we should see improvements in our water bodies.
But are we seeing improvements?
I'm not seeing improvements in some water bodies. We also see improvements in some other water bodies. So what is happening? Are you just selecting, picking and choosing? If Kwenyakun or whatever it is could get to almost 95,000 stability, when not too long we were screaming and shouting at Ekufuado for 14,000, what should we be doing right now? We should be killing people. You understand? Look at the forest reserves. You have recovered 9. And it is true, they recovered the 9. So there's a color code they give, which was red. It was red under Ekufuado. They came in and then they moved it to green. But while they went to green, it started going back to orange. What does that mean? The people are going back. You understand? Why is it that we are not able to nib it in the bud? The president said something which was very fundamental. He talked about Kingpins because the boys there cannot go and buy their own excavator. You understand? Agreed. So where are the Kingpins after 10 months? Kingpins are already in Bamayo. Where are the Kingpins? Because if you've caught 1,400 people, you've not been able to interview them well enough to find whether it is a constitution or it is my brother here, Richard Hiaga, or it is Paul, who is the Kingpin. I think that there's a big story, a big problem in this system. And you talk about the wound to me matter. Nobody should bring wound to me matter into the wound to me. We established its culpability long time. And for which reason we petitioned the Narado government.
That matter is in court.
No, hold on. I'm saying that. Let me explain. No, listen. No. We did and we petitioned.
Very well.
I'm saying it because I don't want to hear Titus or any of this man come and say, oh, use good to me as the example, as the Kingpin. That is not the Kingpin. We approached that Kingpin already.
Very well.
So use your Kingpin, you have come. You've caught 1,400 people. Where are they?
Very well. So Richard, would you admit that some progress is being made in the fight? Some forest reserves, some forests which were the places for the degradation and the Galamsey have been retrieved, etc. Will you call that progress?
I think so. Your topic should have just been Galamsey. Let's discuss. But this linkage with Gold Board and what revenue they brought is confusing the matter. That's how come Senor talked the balance.
So
he wanted to talk Galamsey.
Yeah. So deal with Galamsey.
So I am saying, commendation to whatever efforts that is being done. That is a naturally occurring position. Any government would want to drive that because an asset we have. They didn't just discover gold when they came to Ghana on January 7th, 2025. And so gold was there. Gold business was there. In fact, until they came in, there was a historic rake-in under the NPP in 2024 in excess of some 4 billion. They beat that sometime in the year, right? So there's always been effort to increase the gains that we get from gold. But the question is, at the expense of what? The environment. And what we see now, and Senor would agree, is that the problem of Galamsey has worsened. Has worsened. Has worsened.
It has.
It has worsened. Senior, it's worsened.
The incentive is higher, and the
You
political
understand?
action required, we are not fully seeing.
Exactly. So
We are seeing some action, but what is required to really break this thing down? No, and it's getting exponential.
No.
and you actually measure that against the rhetoric of the NDC in opposition.
1 week.
You understand? To say that they can definitively deal with this matter, given the chance, in a swoop.
1 week.
But they haven't, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
1 week.
1 week, yes. But even there were instances where they thought that it could be done even in a snap. This was the promise they made to Guardians. And to turn around and have this degeneration under them, it's very concerning. So 9 billion, what billion is not the issue. The issue is that it's our environment being taken for granted only to build some account. And that is a problem. So in other words, looking at it that way, the NDC is only looking at today's gains, forgetting that Ghana will live on beyond them. Ghana will live on beyond them. So the problem right now should not be seen in terms of politics, but it should be looked at in terms of the issue of Galamsey I'm talking about. It should be looked at in terms of right and wrong.
Great. Yes.
What the government is engaged in, standing by, looking on whilst our environment is devastated in this manner. For the president himself to appear complicit in aiding this whole Galamsey with his...
How?
Listen. To appear, I haven't finished, you say how. No. To appear complicit, okay, in aiding Galamsey by saying that, after all, it's our land that is being destroyed. If I am a Galamseyer, that is an encouragement. That no, listen. Insofar as I can find gold, the president will buy it. And if you have created a market to buy something, and I am engaged in producing, you're fighting the same market.
So
and
the market, they shouldn't be happy in the market.
It's a pretentious fight. It's a pretentious fight. Hold on. Syria. You are going to speak last. It's a pretentious fight that they are mounting. No wonder why you see the degeneration. Because it's on one hand, standing at the top of the stream, steering it and creating, debris in the water, and come downstream and say, who is creating the mess that is resulting in the debris? Meanwhile, he's the one over there buying the gold and sitting here saying he's fighting Galamsey. So the problem should be the fight against Galamsey under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is worsened. Okay, the work that my brother Sami is doing there at Gold Ball, let's separate that from that. Somehow it is benefiting from the gold, right? But he's doing his work over there. But let's talk about how
there's more we have to do.
Let's talk about it that the president has given up on the fight on Galamsey because he thinks that the country should benefit from illegal gold. That is a problem. It's a bad incentive, and we should discourage it.
Very well.
I think I would want to start right from where he left off and want to state emphatically that the president has not given up on the fight against Galamsey. You don't see a president who has given up on a fight. Establishing permanent military bases to cure what Senor raised.
That is false.
Where we went in to sack all the people, reclaim forests that we couldn't touch at the time we came in, and then realize that they are coming back. And we feel that even though it's expensive to keep troops there, let's keep them as long as we can to reclaim the environment. That is certainly not a president that has given up.
But he talked about the Kingpins.
I'm coming. That is not a president that has given up. A president who has set up NIMOS with all these other groups involved, and we are seeing the actions, is not a president that has given up.
We saw Vanguard, we saw Galamsey, we saw all of that too.
Good, and that is why we want to look at it differently. And we look at it differently by saying that, look, we go in, we come back, and then the people go back. So why don't we find a more permanent solution? The government has come out with a 5-pronged approach. That is that let's continue to have a continuous engagement give alternative livelihood to these people so they don't go back, because he has consistently mentioned that the people who are the corporates, or the real corporates, are not these younger brothers who are there.
Yeah,
just
so
because
the real
it is the reason why.
It
It is the reason why he's saying that, look, let's find something for these 4 million plus people who are depending on this, which is not the right way, and look for the kingpins.
Titles.
Finding the kingpins is the biggest problem that we have.
But who was selling the gold?
So
Making the gold.
if it was very easy.
No, hold on. Title. Look, the gold board is buying gold.
Gold board is not buying the gold board. Please let me answer.
As whether the license people will go and collect somewhere,
They don't know. So for Richard to say that you can use the buying of the gold to find the kingpin, that is not possible in this current dispensation.
You are arresting people at the pits.
Yeah, so
You can interview them.
You interrogate them.
People
and they'll
on
tell you
them.
Exactly.
You can find and walk your way.
As we
to the
speak
top.
today-
But the old people are also inside.
As we
His
speak-
own people are inside.
Senor, as we
The
speak
two of you
today-
need to fix this problem.
As we speak
Who
today,
is the
over
government?
It's their responsibility.
1,200.
And President Mahama said
As we
that it is the
speak-
president's problem.
Richard, it's all right.
It's the
As we
president
speak
that must solve
today, over 1,200 excavators are impounded, not allowed out
Where are the owners?
out
you
of
find
the
the
port,
owners?
and that is a process ongoing. We know.
Tell us,
If it
tell
was,
us.
wait, Senor,
Senor, no,
I
tell
can
me, go
look.
ahead.
I am
Go
as
ahead.
You said one
passionate.
week. You said 1 week.
I am
Titus
as
didn't say that.
I am
He didn't say
I am
that.
as
Abadisi is
passionate.
defending. He didn't say.
I am as passionate about Galamsey and its devastating effects as Senor is, because I am a medical
Yeah, medical,
doctor.
you see those
Thank
things.
you.
I am a gynecologist. Just yesterday,
You joined us. He was with us.
I was with
He
them.
was with us. Part of the coalition.
Just yesterday, I was at a conference in Tema where I spoke to people who are treating fertility about the impact of Galamsey on reducing fertility in the country. Aside people delivering abnormal babies, there is reduction in fertility.
So it's existential.
So this is something that is threatening our very existence, and all of us must fight it.
Very well.
Thank you.
What we should
But
not,
the narrative
what we should not entertain is this blame game. Do this, do that.
I agree.
To
No,
brand,
nobody is
to brand.
blaming
I'm
anybody.
coming. Let me finish, Richard.
Yeah.
To
Nobody is
brand
blaming
His Excellency that with all this effort, he is not. He has given up on the fight of Galamsey.
That's
It is completely
But
not
his
acceptable.
ministers are
No,
license-
please. He needs 10 billion.
Please.
No, please.
The minister-
I think to be fair to me, at least you allow me to land and also make just a brief comment on Go Board, because we said that everybody has a point. I have not said that. So I'm just saying that we have seen a government that is determined to fight Galamsey. It is not an easy task. Finding these kingpins, we will all have to work together to find them. We are picking up intelligence. We are impounding. Let's celebrate the little successes we have while we work towards the big one, because we all know this is an essential threat. So
do good board for me.
now Go Board. I think that, as previously stated, we should not have linked these two. The good that Go Board has done needs to be celebrated, and I am sad that people would deliberately decide to have what we will call selective amnesia, forget where we've come from, forget all the good that Go Board has done. Look, we had a situation where in this country,
Nobody.
a report from 2022.
Nobody is accusing Go Board.
No, I'm
Galamsey
coming.
is the
A
matter.
report states that there was a disparity in our gold export.
Yes.
Let me just read it to you, right? From Reuters, it says that a report published on the 11th of June 2025, a trade gap of 229 metric tons of gold, worth $11.4 billion US dollars. Between, and this is a gap which is representing smuggled gold. Smuggled gold from 2019 to
Gold Board
2023.
is dealing with that now.
Gold Board is an innovative creation.
It's the best
And
economic decision
I
that
sitting here,
policy
I
has
I feel very proud that I sat
work.
through that night to pass the Gold Board
I see.
vote. When our colleagues walked out.
Galamsey we are
I
talking about.
feel very
Stop talking about Go Board.
so
as if
I'm
that
just
is the
saying
issue.
that Gold Board is doing well. We commend them, making sure that we don't suffer that double jeopardy
Jeopardy.
that you've talked
Two
about.
seats and loss.
But we are getting money from there. They are supporting IMOS. They are supporting the fight. Let everybody know that Galamsey is existential.
Very well.
You should not play politics
of
of it.
about it.
I am talking about it. Thank you.
We are saying that the president. No, you want to talk about it. Let's go to
One last thing. I beg you. And it's very important for Ghana. I beg you in the name of God. I want to ask the two political parties. No. Will you be willing to sign a joint pact? So we go out there because you've been creating. Let me finish. No. I beg the part. Please let me finish. I beg you. Let me. So will the two of you be willing to come on one round table? So we have a consensus on this.
Yes.
The big problem we have had fighting this thing is that you guys keep doing playing game. When he is in office, you go out there and then you come up. I said, will you be willing to?
Of course. Democratic Party. Akufo-Addo recommended that. It's the NDC.
No.
Akufo-Addo recommended that.
Just 1 second on Galamsey. Okay. Can I do 1 second? One second on Galamsey. Yeah, but on Galamsey, just one. Richard, sorry. Sorry. On Galamsey, just one thing. Obviously, Galamsey was a problem when Akufo-Addo became president in 2017. And the record shows that in March 2017, he started working on it. He initiated a ban on small-scale mining. The Galamsey problem in 2025 is obviously worse than it was in 2017. Where is the ban on small-scale mining? Okay, let's move on.
When we say it's worse, we should give indicators.
You don't have the proof. Fair enough.
Because if you look at the
happening,
that have been granted,
we
cannot say it's worse. If you look at the forest, if you are comparing last year to this year, that's fine. 2017, that's fine. Thank you.
You have to give us 5
indicators. Let's talk scientifically. Let's talk about let's give data.
So the policy on the floor,
There's something very dangerous happening in the AT Telecel matter that we have to be interested in.
A minute and a half.
Yes, a minute and a half. The point is that there is very little transparency in this problem, and the minister must come better. We are being told that Telecel is taking over 80, something like that. The record shows that Telecel is a company with a debt of about 400 million. 80 is a company with a debt of about 200 million. If these figures are true, then it means that the company with the bigger debt is being asked to take over the company with the smaller debt. Then there's also the issue of a $150 million that had been pledged by an investor called Rectron to invest in 80. Which, according to the minister, had been subjected to a KPMG analysis. That KPMG analysis is yet to come out, or it hasn't come out, or only the minister knows, but he doesn't tell anyone what KPMG said. And then he seems to be proceeding along a certain policy line without being really transparent to even the industry, to Parliament, and to anyone else. Because he came to announce on a certain date, 3rd September or so, that KPMG were going to assess the bid of a company that is willing to invest in 80. He has not come back to say what KPMG said. And then there's concerns that about thousands of jobs may be lost if this process is occasioned. And that's really what is important. I think over the next week, we'll have a bit more detail on this matter. But the important thing is that no minister for Ghana who has been elected should make any policy decision in a sensitive sector like telecoms that would occasion job losses. It should never happen. No minister, from what we are seeing, it looks like that's where the minister is taking the matter.
Says that they have not taken over 80.
Yes,
they
they
have not. They were only asked by NCA to provide roaming services.
No, there are Bloomberg stories that says that.
They have only been asked by NCA to provide roaming services because ATC has shut the cells of 80. So 80 people can continue.
All that is correct.
So they're not taking over.
We're not hearing about the KPMG report.
So they are all awaiting the report.
No, but that's what I'm saying, that the minister seems to have been shifting the goalpost on this report.
Very well.
Yes.
Good. Let me hear from you.
We'll get more information on this one.
We'll do that.